Hey Rick, I have a question for you. Can you talk a little bit about what we talked about in our group session yesterday regarding people with coping mechanisms and how they deal with it?
Yeah, people when they're coping, the warrior's way that we handle coping is breaking it down into the different sections in which people try to protect themselves. And a lot of times we'll go into our grieving cycle whenever something is required to need protection. Coping is needed for situations we don't have control over. And how do we handle them? I can go into multiple examples of it, but let's keep it really simple. The different sections in coping come from denial, which in the warrior's way, we call that retreat. Retreat would be when you run away, hide. I don't want to deal with this. I'm out of here. Next would be bargaining systems. Bargaining is negotiation. This is when people overtalk, over explain, or they compromise themselves in some way, shape, or form, all in order to have peace, but often over compromise or over sacrifice themselves and get taken advantage of. The next one would be anger. Anger is attack. And the reason that we attack is I don't have to defend myself from somebody who is already defeated. The best defense is a good offense. Issue is they also end up being completely alone because they killed all the people they love. Womp womp. Next one would be depression, and that goes into surrender. I don't have any more fight in me. This is the breakdown and cry. This is the complete give up. I'm going to cry about it, and I can't deal. And that's the way people generally the umbrella situations. Underneath each one of these also has subcategories like denial would have addiction and all these different pieces that stack. But these are the big umbrella pieces for are you retreat, negotiation, attack, or surrender. In which case, when it comes to the way that we help people through those things, we help people understand the reason that you're using these systems is because you built them when you were in a position of not being in control, like being a child. When you were a kid, you used one of these mechanisms to deal with a situation where I can't just go buy a house. I'm 9 years old. I can't just go get a job and do my own thing. I'm a kid. And so I have to learn how to cope. The issue we run into is we're using the system as adults that we created when we were kids. A lot of people aren't evolving out of I over explain or I'm compromising myself or I retreat and I don't want to deal with it or I'm going to full attack and temper tantrum and rage out or I'm just going to break down and cry. These systems were something that we did when we were children. And yet we carry it over into the way we react with situations we feel like we don't have control as adults. And so we help people recognize that we need to upgrade your system to make it more authentic to your style instead of using our system when we were little kids.